Once upon a time, in a faraway land, there was a skilled boy called Dan. One day, Miss Galassi gave the boy a skill top secret mission. He opened the envelope and it said, "Make an ice cube." So Dan the skill went home and put water in a square cup and put it in the freezer and left it alone for a while. But no one knows what was going on inside the freezer. I'll tell you what was happening. This phase is called freezing. It's pretty cool. Freezing is when you turn a liquid into a solid. To turn a liquid into a solid, you need a really, really cold spot, place, or machine. A good tool to use would be a freezer. Now, what happens to the molecules of the liquid when you turn it into a solid? So the molecules in a liquid are like kind of free. They can just go anywhere they want in the liquid. But as it starts to get colder, it gets a bit more dense. So it's tighter, tighter, tighter until they're just so close they can't move. All they can do is vibrate. This isn't the best example. This is quite a hard app. But that's what freezing is. So about 1 hour later, the skilled boy comes back to the freezer and takes out a perfectly fresh ice cube. But all of a sudden, the ice cube turned alive and ran away. Haha, I'm too fast for you, you'll never catch me. As the ice cube is running, he got smaller, smaller, and smaller. This phase is called melting. Melting is a phase when a solid goes into a liquid. In a solid, the molecules, like I told you, are all packed up. And then the molecules of a liquid, they are roaming around, like I already told you. But as the solid melts, the molecules spring starts to burst and they start going here, everywhere. And they get a bit smaller, a bit smaller, until they're a big liquid with loads of molecules floating. Eventually, this liquid was disappearing. But where? Actually, it was going up into the sky. This phase is called evaporation. So now, evaporation is a phase when a liquid turns into a gas. So, what happens to the molecules in this phase is in the liquid they just free only in the liquid, but now, since we're surrounded by air, they can go wherever they want. They're free. Eventually, it started to rain. On this house in the corner, there's a window. It had water, which is a phase called condensation. Condensation is when hot water meets cold air, or cold air meets a hot solid. And when that happens, it causes some water on your window, which is condensation. So overall, the ice cube can be made all over again. It can turn into a liquid all over again. It can make condensation all over again. It can go into the air all over again. But who knows what's going to happen next time? Dun dun dun!